What is going on, everybody? It's Georgia Bulldog Will here, and coming back at you again with another video. Tonight I'm going to be talking about how the Texas and Oklahoma leaving the SEC kind of affects, it kind of affects the Big 12. Well, it affects themselves too, because Texas, they struggled even in the Big 12. Excuse me. In the Big 12, they struggled. They could only get 7 wins a season. And according to Ballard, I was just on his stream. According to Ballard, I heard that they once went 5-7 in the Big 12. And they think that here's what I discussed with Ballard earlier. That what we discussed is now They wanted to come to the SEC because they were tired of the hate they were given. Oh, Texas, they suck, and oh, they're just horrible. And they were tired of it. They were tired of the horns down. They were tired of the people making fun of them for the Texas is back. And I get that, but I'm sorry, but you probably just made matters worse if you're coming to the SEC and you think you'll do better in the SEC than you'll do in the Big 12. I'm not saying you won't. This is just my opinion. But I just don't understand. It's honestly, if you're doing this bad in the Big 12, there's not really a point you should be doing the SEC besides you try to escape all the hate. Which, by the way, you're going to get more hate. You're going to get more people making fun of you. You know what I'm saying? Because, the SEC has a large fan base. And you're going to get a lot more people making fun of you in the SEC than in the Big 12. I'm just warning you. But unfortunately, there's no way to reverse the decision. It's official. Texas and Oklahoma are joining the SEC at the latest 2024. They could join next year, actually. They could join for the 2023-24 season. So this season coming up could be their both of those teams, they could be their last season in the Big 12, and then they're out. But then the Big 12 got 4 new teams, actually. So I think this is kind of balancing it out because, let's be real here. You know how Missouri used to be in the Big 12, and I think, if I'm correct, Texas A&M, I believe, was also, dang it, Texas A&M football, I believe, wasn't Texas A&M also in the Big 12? I think. Yeah, they were in the Big 12 from 1996 until 2011, and then they've been in the SEC since 2011. And I believe the same case is for Missouri. So, the Big 12, they've had teams leave and they've had teams join. So now they're having 2 teams leave and 4 teams join. 4 teams. I know that, excuse me. 4 teams joining the Big 12. Here we go. Those are going to be... Oh, and they actually split. Yeah, they decided they want to split into divisions. The Big 12 North and the Big 12 South. So, I heard there were 4 teams, actually. I heard BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF. BYU... they were a great team. They're a great team. They got a good They got a good solid football team. They had my favorite NFL team's quarterback, Zach Wilson. Yeah, they did. Cincinnati. So Cincinnati, they come from the AAC, not the ACC, the AAC. Going from the AAC to the Big 12 is a big step up. You're talking a major step forward. And another step forward for sure is the Big 12 to the SEC. That's the case for Texas and Oklahoma. And UCF, who was a really good team, going back to 2017 when they had that undefeated season where they should have been in the playoffs. Well, they were co-national champ. Apparently, they were the co-national champion. But UCF, man, I think UCF will probably be pretty good in the Big 12. That's what I think. Houston, I think they'll probably do pretty well as well. They were like the second best in the AAC behind Cincinnati. I just don't think... Will Cincinnati still have 10-win seasons in the Big 12? That's what I don't... I just don't know if that's a possibility. But, I mean... with Oklahoma and Texas, Oklahoma, you got Lincoln Riley, who is an offensive guru. And, with Spencer Rattler leaving Oklahoma, and, with Caleb Williams also leaving to go to USC. It's crazy? They both went to USC's. Caleb Williams went to University of Southern California. Excuse me. While Spencer Rattler went to USC Junior, as in South Carolina. Having those two guys not on the team anymore, I think will affect their offense a bit because, you don't have a talented quarterback. But let me just take a look at their Dillon Gabriel, who is going to be the quarterback for... He entered the Yeah. Let's take a look at Dillon Gabriel real quick. There we go. So when he committed to Oklahoma this year, his overall rank was 10th, which is pretty good. Let me find this guy. Dillon Gabriel. Yeah. I think he seems like a UCF. Oh, did he transfer from UCF? He must have transferred. He transferred from UCF to Oklahoma. So I'm thinking someone like Dillon Gabriel will be... I think he'll be okay. He won't be a Caleb Williams type, but we never know. You never know. Oh yeah, that's right. He played 3 seasons with UCF. Again, I'm not assuming this. I'm not assuming. I'm not assuming that. Dillon Gabriel is gonna be not very good. I think he'll be fine. Now on Texas's side, they may get Arch Manning. That's who I'm thinking. Because I don't think he'll go to Alabama or Georgia. Because if you go to those 2 schools, you won't get playing time there. I'm serious. I mean, you got Bryce Young, you got Milroe, you got freaking Ty Simpson. I mean, with those guys, how are you going to get Arch on the field? And the same thing with Georgia. With Stetson, with Brock, with Carson, with Gunnar Stockton, with those 4 guys in Georgia, how are you going to get Arch on the field at Sanford? Same thing in Bryant-Denny. So I'm thinking he might go to Texas. That's what I'm thinking. But for right now, I just don't get it. Hey, it's their choices. There's nothing we can do about it. Texas and Oklahoma decided we're going to the SEC. Well, welcome to the SEC. Not yet, but when the 2022-23 season is over, then you're welcome to the SEC, and you're saying bye-bye to the Big 12. Well, we'll see how it goes. All I gotta say is, good luck to Texas and Oklahoma. Good luck. Have fun. See y'all later. And go Dogs.